So you've all seen this little tiny little sketchbook I was gifted from a friend, and I've been doing some tutorials in here. As you can see, some of these are tutorials on YouTube. This one's not. Um, this tomato and peas. Some are Patreon, YouTube. And I have another little thing someone gifted me on my Spain retreat. So I have a tiny sketchbook here, but I also have a tiny, teeny palette. Thanks to someone who came to my Spain retreat named Cynthia. Thank you, Cynthia, if you've seen this video. I'm going to actually try this now. It's going to be interesting. It's like a ring, basically. Isn't it the funniest thing ever? So I'm thinking I'll just do a simple little landscape here. I'm going to take my pencil. I'm going to draw here, going down here on my sketchbook. And this is kind of like a hot press. Really, it's not a really watercolor type sketchbook. It's just more of an everyday kind of sketchbook. And maybe I'll draw a little house. So just a little V, upside down V, goes the line down as the house. A little house here, little windows. And there could be a tree kind of back here. And then maybe like here is a road, kind of here. You can have like more trees in the background or a mountain. I don't know, just kind of something simple. And we could use ink first. So like ink and wash or line and wash. So I'm drawing again the simple little house. Right, and there's the door, there's the windows. Little house, we can draw the little trees in the background. Something like that, and the little road coming here. Going back this way. If you want to draw a taller tree with the, so I'm just gonna wiggle, scribble in where the leaves would be, and then a tree here. And then we can have the mountain, we can just paint the mountain, and we don't have to draw that in. We could have another building back here too. Small one coming down. A couple buildings if you want to draw little dashed lines going this way and that way for like the roof. A little chimney. Again, you can draw a little fence. Isn't that cute? Tiny, tiny. I'm not going to draw the mountains. I'm just going to paint those in. So this is going to be interesting. I'm trying to paint on this little tiny palette. And the colors I have, let's see if I can remember what they are, because I believe this is burnt umber and this is burnt sienna, this is ultramarine blue, cadmium red light, bright rose, cadmium yellow deep. This is the verditer blue. I think this is Paynes gray and peacock. I think this is Prussian blue. So I'm going to grab my yellow. Well, I can do the green first. Look at that tiny little palette. Yellow, and this, yeah, definitely peacock. And I'm using a Princeton 8 long round Velvet Touch series. Look how ridiculously tiny this is. But look, because this paper is like a hot press, it just glides. We don't have to use much paint at all. Woohoo! It's just so silly. We're going to be silly in summer. Because why not? It's going to be serious before we know it. Why should we be serious? So summer colors. I'll dip it in my palette. I have a paper towel over here. Whoops. So again, the yellow and the peacock. Oh, a little too much peacock. A bit more yellow. Get a more Kelly. It's more Kelly green kind of color. See any more yellow in there? There we go. Get my brush in the water. Isn't that cute? It's the tiniest palette. For the road, I'm going to lift this paint out of here. The burnt sienna. Road color. I'm going to get my green off this little palette. This is so funny. You have to constantly clean it because it's so tiny. Do you like my ring? You can go paint anywhere. Okay, for the house, it could be any color. We can make the roof like a reddish brown or gray. Here's the burnt Paynes gray. Oh, nope, that's Prussian blue. Oops, a daisy. We'll just remove that. See, it's hard to tell what color they are. Here's the Paynes gray. Or we could use ultramarine blue deep and burnt sienna. See, burnt sienna, ultramarine blue deep. Get that Paynes gray back again. Do like a gray color roof, or we could use a red colored roof. Just go in the roof color. Keep the house white. A little bit more red color. You can tap in a little bit of this bright rose, cadmium red light. Make a little red roof color on that one. And trees in the background. I'm going to paint the sky first. I want to get rid of this color. Got to clean this up. See, I'm just lifting the paint off my tiny palette. It's challenging, isn't it? This is so silly, but I'm lifting the paint. I use my big water. I know I was supposed to show you my small water. So let's see what we got here. I think this is the ultramarine blue deep. Yes. I might mix it with a little birdie blue. I want to get this prettier cobalty blue color, and I'm going to water it down and get my sky in. This would be fun. Dip my brush into the water. This paint is not. This paper is not super absorbent like a good cold press would be, because it's not 100% cotton. It's just a fun paper for like if you're doing sketches or line and wash. Just go in here. So you know the sky isn't going to be perfect. I'm just kind of loosely painting this silly little painting. My blue. And you notice if you paint on paper like this, it just sits on top because it's like hot press, right? And I have my mountain here, so I'm going to add, let's see, ultramarine blue deep, this bright rose, get a purple color, and more blue purple by adding more ultramarine blue deep, a little bit more pink, and get that purpley tone. And this is our little mountain area. Can add a little burnt sienna. My finger's getting tired. Getting a little bit more bluish gray and purple. And you can make it paler. I'm just going to make this a little bit paler by diluting the paint. And this mountain in the background. Just a cute little landscape. The trees. Going to lift this back out. So cadmium yellow deep, and I think the Prussian blue is here, yes. Get a nice deeper green. I'll add a little burnt umber or burnt sienna in there. Just to tone that green down from being like a really bright and vibrant-y bluish green to like just a regular green. Now that's a little thicker, so that it's almost opaque, and I can just dip my brush into the water and make it a little bit more translucent. And I just kind of quickly just tapped my little brush and fill in those little spaces, those little areas in and around these guys. And I'll take that darker green, I'm gonna add a little bit more brown to it. And I'll start to play with putting some of that color up in here in the fields. And back here. Doop-de-doo. It's a tiny little landscape. This is perfect for anybody wanting to play with the tiniest palette or just playing with the landscape period. A little bit more yellow. World's tiniest palette. It's a challenge for sure. See, mixing up some more color. Getting a little bit darker back here. The paint's a little thicker. Less water. Getting in some darker values here. Around my little bushes. Back here. And a few here, and we can use this and dip my brush to loosen this up. And we can take the skinny part of this brush and just kind of wisp up some grasses. Not everywhere, just grab the brown paint too. A little bit more brown than blue. You can also kind of just roll it like this. Add little grasses. I'm going to clean off my brush. Lift up some of this color. Grab some more burnt sienna, hardly any water, kind of roll that across, a little texture on that road. Add a little ultramarine blue deep and it gets gray. Kind of play around with this. So adding some more ultramarine blue deep. See that? And some burnt sienna, a little bit more blue. I want a blue to gray, kind of pretty color. And I'm gonna just put a little shadow. I'm gonna dip my brush into the water. So I don't want it as dark, but I want a shadow color. Here we go, under these little eaves here. And could be on the side here, under here too. Shadow from the house. Get that purple mountain back there. Add a little pink in there. Can add that purple back here. We can take the purple, a little bit more blue, and add some like more colors into our mountain, so it looks like a little bit more somewhat realistic. Kind of wiggling that. Isn't that cute? And then last but not least, you can just mix up, I got the Prussian blue on there again. Ultramarine blue deep and burnt sienna, make that gray again for the windows. I have to go back because I had Prussian blue in there. So it's a very odd color. I can grab my Paynes gray and fix that up in there. Just fill this windows a little bit darker in here, and the door, and here, the little windows. This little house. Isn't that cute? Look how cute we made this little tiny, the world's tiniest palette. It's so much fun to play. I'm gonna go back and add a little bit more grasses. Wet my brush and kind of roll it across. Get some more depth here. Can add a little bit more Prussian blue and yellow and more brown. Get this darker green. And I might add a little bit darker green kind of on the side here of the house, going this way, like a shadow, and over here on the road, and back here a little bit. But wasn't that the cutest little, tiniest little landscape? Is the little mountain using this palette. I covered the mountain, but you know, you see I just painted the mountain, covered it. We got the tiniest palette. Super cute. You know, I don't know if you see one of these things. They're probably on like Etsy or something. They're super cute. It's just fun to play with things that are different. I would think it's more like a entertainment to somebody, but if you go like, obviously you can't fit any tiny little paints. I'm making little grasses. Play with this. It's always fun to get some fun little trinkets. I love playing with little things. And thank you again, Cynthia, for this cute little palette. It's so tiny. I mean, it's like a Barbie. Well, actually, it's bigger than a Barbie palette, wouldn't it be? But that's our little tiny landscape with our tiny palette. I hope you enjoy this tutorial. I'm having silly fun because why not? Why not? You gotta have fun. If you want to have fun, subscribe to my channel. We have a lot of fun over here. If you want a little bit more extended or serious videos, I have them on my Patreon. Click the link in the description box below. Patreon members get exclusive videos on Thursday that have like traceables and photographs, sometimes an hour long. Lots of techniques over there. It's where you support my free content here on YouTube, which I truly appreciate. You also get first dibs in watercolor workshops and retreats, all that great stuff, and so much more. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I hope you had fun like I did. If you have a tiny palette, I hope you're enjoying it. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.